Hey, welcome! Have you ever just stopped and wondered how the human body, this unbelievably complex thing, actually works? Well, today we're going to take a journey through its blueprint. We're starting big with the whole person, and then we're going to zoom all the way in, right down to the microscopic level. It's an amazing story of how we're all put together. Let's dive in.
So that's the big question, right? How in the world is all of this complexity organized? It seems almost impossibly complicated, but there's actually a really clear, logical structure to it all, and we're going to follow that blueprint layer by layer.
Okay, first things first. Before you can even begin to understand a complex structure, I don't care if it's a huge city or the human body, you need a map, right? You need a standard set of rules so that everyone is looking at it from the exact same perspective. And this, right here, is our map's starting point. It's called the anatomical position. Think of it as the universal factory setting for the human body. Every doctor, every scientist, no matter where they are in the world, uses this exact posture as a reference. It's the only way to make sure we're all speaking the same language.
So, now that we have our starting position, we need a way to see inside. The way we do that is by imagining these invisible planes slicing through the body. The first one is the transverse plane. It's a horizontal slice, kind of like a magician sawing someone in half, that divides the body into a top half, that's superior, and a bottom half, that's inferior.
All right, our next slice is the sagittal plane. This one's a vertical cut, running from head to toe, that splits the body into a right side and a left side. And if you make that cut perfectly down the center, creating two nearly identical mirror images, that's what we call a mid-sagittal plane.
And the last of our main slices is the coronal plane. It's also vertical, but this one runs from side to side, separating the front of the body, the anterior part, from the back of the body, the posterior part. So with those three planes, you've basically created a 3D grid that lets you pinpoint the location of anything, anywhere in the body.
So how do we actually use this map? Well, we use directional terms. You can think of them like a built-in GPS for the body. For example, your nose is medial to your ears because it's closer to the body's midline. Your head is superior to your shoulders. It's this super precise language that makes anatomy work.
Okay, so we've got our map, we've got our directions. Now let's start looking at the actual neighborhoods, right? The major systems, think of the body as a giant skyscraper, and these systems are the different floors. The electrical department, the plumbing, the structural framework, each with its own critical job to do.
Let's start with the framework itself, the skeletal system. And more specifically, the axial skeleton. That's your body's central pillar. The skull is just a perfect example of what the skeleton does best, protection. It's this incredible natural helmet designed to protect the most important, most delicate organ we have, our brain. And of course, this whole structure is what everything else is built on.
And this is just a fantastic illustration of how different parts work together. This is the digestive system. You know, it's not just one thing. It's a whole team. The stomach, the intestines, the liver, all working together in this perfect chain reaction to break down our food, pull out the nutrients, and then pass them over to the circulatory system to deliver fuel to every last cell in your body.
Section 3. The 4 foundational tissues. So we've got these huge, complex systems which are built from organs. But what are the organs themselves actually made of? Let's zoom in another level.
You know, you'd think the answer would be incredibly complicated, but it's shockingly simple. All the amazing complexity of our organs, the heart, the lungs, your skin, it's all built from just four basic types of tissue. That's it.
And here they are, the 4 fundamental fabrics of the body. You've got epithelial tissue, which is all about covering and lining surfaces. Connective tissue, which, you guessed it, connects and supports everything. Muscle tissue, for all of our movement. And nervous tissue, which sends all the signals. Every single part of you is just a unique combination of these 4 materials. Let's just take a quick look at one of them. This is epithelial tissue. And what's so cool is you can literally see how the shape of the cells is perfect for the job it has to do. You see those flat, thin cells? They're perfect for letting gases pass through in the lungs. Those tall, column-shaped cells? Ideal for absorbing nutrients in your gut. It's all about form following function. Okay, so we've gone from systems to organs to the tissues they're made of. Time for the final zoom in. What are the tissues made of? We are going all the way down to the individual bricks that build everything else. We're going inside the living cell.
The cell.
And it's so much more than just a simple building block. It's the smallest possible unit of you that is actually alive. Every single function your body performs, every thought, every breath, every heartbeat, it all starts right here, at the cellular level.
And a single human cell is anything but simple. It's like a tiny, bustling city. In the center, you have the nucleus. That's City Hall, where the genetic blueprints are kept. And then you have all these other little structures called organelles, which are like tiny organs, each with a very specific job, from waste disposal to manufacturing.
I'm sure you remember this one from biology class, right? The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And it's true. These are the power plants. They take the food we eat and turn it into a high-energy molecule called ATP. And ATP is basically the energy currency of the body. It pays for literally everything you do.
So, if cells are the tiny, living bricks that build our entire bodies, that leaves one last, really important question. How do we make more of them? I mean, how do we grow from a baby to an adult? How does a cut on your finger actually heal itself? The answer is this incredibly beautiful and precise process called mitosis. You can think of it as an elegant four-step dance. A single parent cell makes a perfect copy of its genetic blueprint and then divides into two absolutely identical daughter cells. And this isn't some rare event. It's happening in your body millions of times a second, right now. And this image just captures that beautiful dance in action. You can see the genetic material getting organized, lining up perfectly in the middle, and then getting pulled apart so each new cell gets a flawless copy. That precision is everything. It's the absolute foundation of growth and repair in our bodies. And that leaves us with one final and pretty profound thought. We've just seen this incredible organized blueprint from the whole body down to a single cell, all of it depending on this process of perfect copying. So, what happens when just one tiny mistake, one typo, gets into that genetic code? What happens when one cell forgets how to follow the blueprint and just keeps dividing? It's a question that's at the very heart of understanding our own health,